Hey parents, this is our February newsletter or news video for this month. I appreciate y'all listening and watching and being here for this meeting. This format is going to be how every format is for each month at the beginning of the month, somewhere in the first 5 days. I'll send out a video and a link or send it in the email, whatever it may be, that way you can watch, see what's going on, and go from there. Events coming up here in the month of February. This upcoming Wednesday, actually, we're having Parent Worship Night. We invite all of our students' families and parents to come and join us to see what a Wednesday night looks like. Just to give y'all perspective, you trust your children and your students with me on Wednesday nights and our leadership team, but we want y'all to see what it looks like, how we feed them, even the simple things of what worship looks like. From beginning to end, and I may even call your name on the walkie-talkie for you to be picked up. Who knows? But we invite all the parents to come and join us for this Wednesday for Parent Worship Night. Also, for the month of February, already our summer camp registration is open. Now that's a long ways away. That's probably something that is not even on your radar. That's okay. I'm just letting you know now. We have registration open. We'll be sending in our numbers here soon of how many we'll be bringing, give or take. And we'll have opportunities for the students to raise funds to help lower the cost for camp. Right now, it's around $350 or so. And that's expensive. So we're going to try to minimize that cost with a fundraiser or so. And also there will be scholarship opportunities. And I just want to emphasize this. Never, never, never let the cost keep your student from going to camps, retreats, events. We can make a way. We will make sure there is a way for a student to go to camp, to grow closer to Jesus, to hear God's word, to strengthen their relationship with Jesus. And so if that's ever an issue, contact me. We got you. But just letting you know, registration is open for camp. Few dates to remember and kind of think about for February. Obviously, we have Valentine's Day coming up the 14th. Now, Valentine's Day is always a little wonky or a little weird when it comes to students. You just never know. Whether it be breakups, relationships, wishing they were in a relationship, whatever it is, keep that in mind. That is a day of love for you and your spouse or your significant other. And it's also a day that love needs to be poured out to your student, to your children, which is ironic because that day is also Ash Wednesday. It's kind of the beginning of the Lent season as we prepare for Jesus' resurrection. So just interesting. Didn't even know that until I looked on the calendar this morning. Also part of these videos, what we want to help in is starting Jesus conversations. Talking about Jesus and the Bible and God is kind of uncomfortable sometimes outside of a church setting. But I do have to say, talking to students inside our student ministry, I've been very, very proud of the awesome parents that y'all are, that y'all have been having Jesus conversations, that you talk about the things of God, the things of right and wrong, and what God says in His Word. But this is just another tool to help with training up a child and teaching them about Jesus and how to follow Him. A phrase I want y'all to keep in your mind for the month of February is, I was reading in my Bible and ... Insert whatever happens here. I think this is a great way to start a conversation or really just kind of throw a curveball at your students of just out of the blue saying, hey, I was just reading my Bible and I realized in Exodus that some of the people of God actually saw God and they didn't die. Which is crazy to me. So it's just a way that your student knows that you are in God's Word and you are taking your relationship with Jesus seriously. Just a way to talk and communicate and hopefully open up conversation for them to talk about what they've been reading. Like I've said already, we challenged our students to be in God's Word in 2024. And I hope it's the same for us as adults, that we would be reading God's Word. That way we can have these conversations with these students, that we can answer tough questions. That way we can be there for them as a spiritual support. So in February, challenge you, start a conversation that says, I was reading in my Bible and let the conversation go from there. Just see what happens. Something else that stuck out to me as I was reading and preparing for this video is there's an article that I'm going to link down here talking about parenting and just how you parents, man, y'all got some stress and some pressure in your life. You have social media, culture, whatever else, telling you how to parent the right way. Parent in the right way may be different for each and every situation, because guess what? Every student in my student ministry is different, and the conversations I have with them are all different. And I would say the same is for you. If you have multiple kids, the way you discipline, the way you correct, the way you teach, the way you talk to them may be different. We're all built different. God has made us all unique in His beautiful, wonderful way. And so I encourage you to read it, to think through what the article is saying. If you have time. I know you've got busy, busy schedules with spring sports coming up and all the other things. But just something interesting that popped in to my study this week. And lastly, I just want to say, if you ever need anything when it comes to spiritual matters, someone to pray for you, someone to pray for your family, pray for your student, a question about the Bible, a question about whatever it comes to faith in Jesus, contact me. My contact is easily accessible. Many of the students have my phone number. I want to be a resource. I want to be open for dialogue for you to talk about things of Jesus and to help your student be pointed in the right way. That way, when 20 years down the road, when we're whatever stage of life, we get to watch them transform this world for Jesus. So thank you again for listening. If you have any questions, contact me. And I am excited to see what God's going to do in our student ministry in 2024. Thank you.